Hi everyone. Today we are at Abraham Lincoln's birthplace, National Historical Park. A lot of words, but it is an amazing place. We are at Sinking Springs, which was his dad's farm. So we're getting ready to go into this amazing building. It's got enshrined within it a cabin identical to what Abe's was when he was born. We'll see you there.
Of course, the best place to start would be the visitor center. So we'll step inside. Meet the family. This is Thomas, Nancy, Sarah, and little Abe up in his mama's arms. Got a great walk you can take to get to the memorial building where they've got the simulated cabin that Abraham Lincoln was born in. I'm going to show you a little bit of it. Definitely out in the piney woods. Can't complain about the view either. That is the tourist center.
Thomas and Nancy actually moved here about 16 years before Kentucky even became a state. You know, there wasn't anything around here, so they lived completely off of the land.
See this tree? It's a sycamore tree. Notice way up top where it's really white. That indicates there's a water source when it's really white like that in the wintertime especially, which would have been very handy for a pioneer family to know way out in the middle of nowhere. And we have arrived. There it is, the shrine that encompasses the simulated Abraham Lincoln house. Why do there have to be so many stairs? Seriously, this is really unnecessarily high up, isn't it? This is the outside of the shrine. John Russell Pope designed it in a neoclassical design, which is really cool, especially with the pillars and foxy ladies hanging outside. Here's something we found kind of interesting. When they first built this shrine with the cabin inside, they thought it was the actual birth cabin of Abraham Lincoln. It wasn't until 40 years later they figured out, hey, this isn't the real thing.
The memorial building, actually the very first cornerstone, was laid by President Roosevelt. It was on Lincoln's birthday, February the 12th, but it was 1909. Then, behind that, came the dedication, which was done by President Taft. It was done November the 9th, 1911.
We are not here to dedicate this building. We are here to enter this building, so let's go. And this is it. It's hard to get it all in one frame because it is so big. Look at the chinking and look at the wood. It is so cool. It was a one-room house, by the way. You had 4 people living in one room. Yeah, the original tiny house movement. That's what I'm thinking. Or are they reviving the tiny house movement? Started by Lincoln. Look how rugged the wood was back then. Putting homes together, then chinking it with their own special blend. awesome. Whatever you do, don't try breaking into the Abraham Lincoln Memorial. Because trust me, you will be denied. These doors are thick. What are they made out of? Steel? Metal?
But they're hollow.
Oh, they are very heavy metal doors. Love the door knocker. So technically, I guess we saw some Lincoln logs. Maybe we saw the replica of Abraham Lincoln's house, so in some strange way, wouldn't those be Lincoln logs? Same. No?
Yeah.
Replica, semi-Lincoln logs. There's not a lot to see inside because no flash photography is allowed and it's kind of dark. And it's a one-room house, but yet when you think of the history behind that one-room house, it's incredible.
So when you look at the grounds around the springs, of course they've put, a brand new fence around this. But if you go really deep down close to the ground, you can actually see the original concrete rocks that they had lining the spring.
Okay, this is a little intimidating. And this is Sinking Springs, right?
Yes, this is where Abe Lincoln probably took his very first drink of water.
Looks like we're going down a long way. I think they've already sunk way down. Wow. Oh, look at this. This is cool. This is cool. Wow. Can you catch that? Sinking Springs, where Abraham Lincoln probably took his first drink. You have to look for it. You can tell when they found it, they wanted to protect it, so they put up a retaining wall. Keep the ground from falling in around them. And then there's a long walk back up.
This sinking spring is really important. When you were looking for land back in the day, one of the things you really wanted to find was a spring that you can use. And this one's even more interesting. It's set on the boundary. There was an oak here. It was the boundary of his land. And many people came along here and actually drank from the spring as they were traveling on down.
From what we've been able to ascertain, people were actually coming on the Lincoln's land to get water because of that boundary oak that had been put in place. I guess they were okay with that. Why not, right?
Still running to this day.
The boundary oak, as it says here, was one of the most significant features of Sinking Spring Farm until its death in 1976. The great white oak remained the last living link to Abraham Lincoln. It's kind of sad.
And it's really interesting as you read a little bit more about this picture at the very bottom. Abe's father, Thomas, paid $200 back in 1808 for the springs. The farm itself, not just the spring. To me, that's just a ton of money.
That would have been a ton of money back in that time. Well worth it, though. After all, the president lived there, right? So did you ever wonder how Lincoln wound up in Kentucky?
It was really his grandfather. So his grandfather was told by different people, you really need to go into the farmlands. If you're going to be buying farmland, you need to buy it in Kentucky. Now, about 7 years prior to that, Daniel Boone had blazed the way through here. It was the Indian wars that were going on. There was so much going on. But what he did was he came into Kentucky through Louisville, and he landed right here on Sinking Springs. So about 6 years later, after Abraham Lincoln's grandfather landed here in Kentucky, he was killed by an Indian raid on his farm. His son, Thomas, who is Abe's dad, stayed with his father, not wanting to leave, but he was saved from being killed by another person that was coming by.
I don't know about you guys, but I had no idea the Lincolns were beset by that many problems in their life. Wow. Abe's grandfather was killed. He almost drowned. Then it gets printed on a penny, on a nickel or a quarter. You can also come here and get information about Nancy Lincoln and the Nancy Lincoln Inn. Okay, this is kind of confusing because we're at the Nancy Lincoln Inn, which says, please come in on this sign, but private property, no trespassing on the entrance.
The Nancy Lincoln Inn was built because there was a growth in people that were coming to Kentucky. Right after the cabin of Lincoln was put into the building, they just saw this huge increase of people coming here. So they built the Lincoln Inn. It had places where people could eat, but they also built 4 cabins, identical in the size and the appearance of what they felt was Abe's first cabin. For today, for me, it's kind of one of those days and endings. I just want to say thank you to Abe Lincoln for just who he was as a president and for him signing the proclamation of no more slavery. There's so many things that he did good, and so I just want to end that on a note for myself, is that I loved what we've been doing the last 2 weeks. I hope you all come and see this amazing place.
Okay, I want to thank you guys for taking the off-ramp to adventure to visit Mr. Lincoln's birthplace at the National Park. And we've got another stop we're going to be making as well.
We're going to end this series about Abe Lincoln up in Lexington, Kentucky. And Lexington, Kentucky is where Mary Todd Lincoln actually was born. So we're going to go to her birth house
and wrap up this mini-series. That's what this is winding up being. If you guys like this episode, give us a thumbs up, all right? Subscribe, that helps us grow like you cannot believe. And don't forget, adventure is as close as the next off-ramp. Still wish we could have gotten into the Nancy Lincoln Inn.
I really do want to see that. I wonder why they won't let you in there.
I guess they're afraid you're going to take the sheets, the towels.
Well, I wasn't quite going that place, but I don't know.
I also have to wonder if this day and time they would have the little shampoos and soaps. Conditioners?
No.
No. Why do there have to be so many stairs?